So, what do we have here? A new Traverse. Today, we're going to talk about the key components of the car and try to understand the reliability built into this vehicle by the manufacturer. Has it improved compared to previous generations? And what can owners expect if they decide to stick with it for the long haul? This is the Long Last channel, and let's take a ride. The first generation of the Chevy Traverse debuted in 2008 in the US market. Chevy's goal was to merge the Uplander minivan and the Trailblazer body-on-frame SUV, not to be confused with the modern Trailblazer, to create something in between them, and it's worth noting that GM successfully achieved this symbiosis. The evidence for this is the consistent demand for the Traverse every year. The 2024 model is already the third generation of the Chevrolet Traverse. And of course, it is the most progressive of all the previous models, with the greatest number of innovations and improvements. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Let's dig into it. In 2024, the Chevrolet Traverse introduces the third generation of this model, and it significantly differs from the previous version. It features a rugged, truck-like design, a focus on the Z71 off-road package, and a substantial interior overhaul. But the real surprise is the 2.5-liter turbocharged gasoline engine with the LK0 designation. This engine continues GM's cylinder set strategy, which involves different engine configurations, but with a common architecture. This means that we will soon see many similar engines of various displacements in different GM models. Of course, there are both pros and cons to this approach. On one hand, it's beneficial because it will lead to a wide range of vehicles with modern, environmentally friendly, powerful, and fuel-efficient engines. On the other hand, there is a risk that the engine architecture might prove to be flawed, potentially leading to similar issues across engines of various displacements. This doesn't inspire confidence. And GM's reputation has had its moments when they released a very raw vehicle on the market, only to later find out that it required significant improvements before even reaching 50,000 miles. A shout out to the first generation Traverse. By the way, if you're interested in the topic of reliability reviews for used cars, please subscribe to the channel, and when we reach 1,000 subscribers, we'll launch this segment. Let's keep going. But let's get back to our engine, and as of now, it is known that the LK0 engine is a slightly downsized version of the turbocharged 2.7-liter L3B motor. So the question arises, is this good news for future owners of the new model? In this case, we can say that by studying the 2.7 L3B, we will come to an understanding of the reliability of the 2.5 LK0. The 2.7-liter engine was indeed designed to handle heavy loads, and these are not just words. The engine's crankshaft was reinforced by 30%. This increased the engine's strength and contributed to its durability. Many components inside the engine utilized proven techniques commonly found in diesel turbocharged engines. These techniques ensure high strength and component reliability. An extra kilogram of aluminum, in the form of additional ribs and reinforcements, was added to the engine block. This reinforcement helped increase the engine's power output and made it more robust. V8 enthusiasts may cringe at the thought of installing a relatively small 4-cylinder turbocharged and direct-injected engine in a full-size pickup like the Chevrolet Silverado or GMC Sierra. However, GM introduced a 2.7-liter 4-cylinder engine in 2019, and while it has some issues, GM hasn't had trouble selling them. The challenge has been meeting the demand. Although this engine has been in use in vehicles for only a relatively short 4 years, there's been enough experience with it to discuss its shortcomings. Carbon accumulation poses challenges in GM's L3B direct injection engine, impacting idling and acceleration due to the absence of natural self-cleaning in the intake manifold. Recognizing this, GM has implemented a sophisticated approach to combat this issue, employing a dual PCV system and optimizing the intake port design. The dual PCV system serves to efficiently minimize oil contamination on intake valves, thereby preventing the formation of troublesome carbon deposits. Simultaneously, the carefully engineered intake port design facilitates a tornado airflow, swiftly and effectively removing oil from the valves, thus thwarting any potential carbon buildup. These innovative measures not only address the immediate concerns associated with carbon accumulation, but also play a pivotal role in ensuring the long-term efficiency and performance of the engine, particularly when subjected to strenuous tasks such as heavy-duty towing. So far, everything indicates that GM engineers have indeed done a great job with this system, because there is very little talk about the carbon buildup issue on the intake manifold over the past 4 years. If it does become a significant problem, it is likely to occur only after covering substantial mileage. Nevertheless, it is recommended to perform intake manifold and valve cleaning every 100,000 miles to safeguard the engine from potential carbon-related issues in the future. The new Traverse model may encounter issues related to fuel injectors due to the direct fuel injection system. Specifically, L3B injectors are prone to clogging due to residues from the combustion process. This can manifest in ignition misfires, reduced engine power, stalling, uneven idling, and an overall decline in performance. This problem is likely to affect all owners of L3B and LK0 engines at some point. To effectively address and proactively tackle this issue, it is important to implement a reliable maintenance strategy. Firstly, the choice of high-quality fuel is critical to minimize the formation of carbon deposits. Additionally, using fuel additives specifically designed for injector cleaning plays a key role in maintaining injector cleanliness and preventing potential clogs. Adhering to these practices will allow owners to ensure the longevity and optimal performance of fuel injectors. Despite claims from some websites about potential issues with the high-pressure fuel pump in the L3B engine, there is currently no concrete evidence of such malfunctions. While it's expected that the high-pressure fuel pump may fail over the course of the vehicle's lifespan, there are no reports of widespread premature failures at this time. Malfunctions in the high-pressure fuel pump are typically easy to recognize, as they manifest in symptoms such as engine stalling, ignition delays, and even an inability to start the engine altogether. However, there is currently no cause for concern regarding such issues with the new Traverse. What can really frustrate Chevy owners is the AFM system. The Active Fuel Management System, or AFM, is an advanced system that activates and deactivates specific cylinders based on the driver's needs. Every time you drive gently around the city, the system uses a set of special lifters that engage or disengage specific cylinders depending on the engine's requirements. The problem with this system lies in these lifters. Dealers themselves have acknowledged this issue, as virtually all forums and websites are filled with complaints from Chevy owners who, without even reaching 100,000 miles, have encountered this problem. In some cases, such as in the 6.2 GM V8 engine, lifter failures can lead to catastrophic engine damage. If we look at the complaint statistics for GM engines produced since 2019 with the AFM system, we'll see that 90% of all negative reviews are related to engines with larger capacities, such as 5.3 and 6.2 liters. In the L3B engine, the problem also occurred but was not as frequent compared to other engines. But what about the 2.5-liter engine? And here is some good news. Recently, GM replaced the AFM system with a more advanced dynamic fuel management system, and it doesn't pose any issues. Most likely, we will see the system in the upcoming Traverse engine, and that's reassuring. Will the 2.5 be a reliable engine? At least all indications point in that direction, and the experience with the related 2.7-liter engine shows that small displacement doesn't necessarily mean a bad engine. Although the turbocharged GM 2.5 engine may have some issues, they are likely not as serious as they might seem. With proper maintenance and care, many of these problems can be altogether avoided. The combination of all these positive qualities suggests that the 2.5-liter LK0 is a worthy successor to the 3.6-liter engine. Recommendations in this case could include regular oil changes, using fuel additives with cleaning effects for injectors, monitoring engine chain tension, avoiding short-distance trips when possible, and keeping an eye on the condition of the intake manifold. The engine's lifespan can be estimated at 250,000 miles. Here we come to the most controversial aspect of the new Traverse, because here we can say unequivocally that it's definitely not GM's strongest point. Virtually all new generations of Traverse, like the first and second, have faced issues with transmissions. The 6-speed 6T75 in the first generation was very problematic, and it's easier to say that almost everything broke down there. GM was able to somewhat address the situation towards the end of the first generation's production. However, if you're the owner of the first generation Traverse, especially the pre-facelift model, you've probably already replaced your 6T75 or, at the very least, undergone a significant repair. With the second generation, the 9-speed automatic transmission 9T65 replaced the 6T75, and as Chevy assured, now it would be a model of reliability. The sad truth is that problems began to arise almost immediately. Owners were soon troubled by the shift to park issue, where a warning message appears on the instrument cluster, and the SUV cannot be turned off, and the doors remain locked. Owners found a temporary solution by disconnecting the battery, but the vehicle remained unlocked. Later, the manufacturer released a bulletin describing the procedure to address the problem, requiring the replacement of the position sensor. There were also jerky shifts in the transmission, typically occurring when accelerating in the lower gears. The most unpleasant outcome could be a complete transmission replacement, and unfortunately, there were quite a few such cases. You might ask, why do I need this information? Chevy said it would be an entirely new transmission with 8 gears, while the old one has 9. The point is that, based on the information we have, our new friend will receive a reworked transmission from GM. It's just that the 9T65 will have 1 less gear. It should be noted that after 2020, complaints about shifting decreased, but at the same time, the shift to park problem still occurs for owners. So, all that remains is to wait and hope that the new transmission will be thoroughly reworked, taking into account all the previous issues. The new Traverse will deal with a truly new electronic architecture called the Global B, and it's probably one of the biggest advantages of this vehicle. Computational power has increased significantly, enabling advanced technological capabilities. Finally, the old screens that irritated with their slowness are a thing of the past. Now the infotainment system can have crisp graphics, with smooth animations and transitions, along with numerous other useful technological features. With the Global B architecture, the electronic systems of the vehicle can interact faster and with greater bandwidth, leading to a quick response from all vehicle nodes. Despite the undeniable benefits of Global B and its over-the-air updates, some models faced initial challenges in implementing the new system. Errors in over-the-air updates led to the infotainment systems of certain 2023 Chevrolet Colorado and 2023 GMC Canyon pickups staying active for an extended period, resulting in battery drain in the affected trucks. For background, as to exactly what happened, here's the gist. There were reports that some Colorado and Canyon models had their batteries drained following what was believed to be a failed software update. Interestingly, this issue appeared to be entirely random and affected a small number of vehicles. Naturally, GM Authority reached out to General Motors back in July for an explanation, to which the Detroit-based automaker responded that it was working on a solution. It's worth noting that one social media user claiming to be a General Motors tech alleged that the issue is related to a radio software update failure that leaves the radio in affected units locked in recovery mode. This individual suggested going into the Update Preferences menu under System Settings and turning off both the Download Updates in the background and Download Updates via Wi-Fi when available options, in order to prevent the radio software update from being performed, which could drain the battery. If it fails, GM also instructed dealerships about how to handle failed OTA updates. We can only hope that in the new generation, GM will address this issue, but it would be incorrect not to mention it. Most likely by 2024, the update problem will be resolved, as GM has ample time for this. The 2024 Traverse is a case where changes are more of a benefit than a detriment. Despite the mentioned issues, Chevy has genuinely worked well on the new vehicle. While some may be disappointed that the 3.6-liter atmospheric engine is no longer under the hood, the new generation of GM's turbocharged engines has proven itself positively. Certainly, the new engine and electronics are strong points of this new vehicle. However, some questions arise about transmission, which will be answered as the cars hit the roads for regular use. So what's our verdict? Should you decline, consider, or buy without hesitation? For those with large families, we recommend considering this vehicle. It stands out as one of the best 7-seater crossovers on the market. While it may experience more breakdowns compared to Japanese competitors, GM tries to compensate with the affordability of spare parts and swift issue resolutions. If you are an owner of the 2.7-liter Chevy engine or have experience owning the previous generations of the Traverse, then we and the viewers of the channel would be interested to hear your opinion in the comments. Also, don't forget to mention the mileage on your vehicle. That's all for today. Bye and see you on the roads.